In this video, we're going to be exploring some of the other food venues other than the buffet on the Celebrity Equinox, as well as the bars and some tips. I'm a Charleston native. I love to go on cruises, travel to amazing places, and enjoy local cuisine. This is Local Charleston. Let's start with one of my favorite destinations on celebrity ships, and that's the Cafe Al Bakia. Now, this is where a lot of people go to get their specialty coffees or specialty teas, but what I like particularly about it is the wide assortment of wonderful baked goods they put out every day. They mix it up real good. In the morning, it tends to lean to more breakfast items like croissants and muffins, but as the afternoon goes on, you see more cakes and pies coming out. Everything here is complimentary, so anytime you want to get just a small bite, you can swing by and pick up a cookie or something else to nibble on. However, when I taped this, I had learned that they had released a special cookie that had an extra charge for it. I haven't heard much about it yet, but that's what I heard through the grapevine. Now, everything here tastes really, really good. However, we did have one disappointment. My wife was a huge fan of the white macadamia nut cookies, which they are no longer providing. Heading on up to the pool deck, we check out the Mast Grill, where of course you pick up those yummy hamburgers and hot dogs while you're out laying out in the sun. Now, I would highly recommend you get here at 11:30 right when they open, because let me tell you, right after they open, the line really does start to form. It's a very popular place to get food. They have all the toppings that you could possibly want. They have sauerkraut for the hot dogs, and they have relish, and they have grilled onions to put on your burger, so you can build your burger or your dog any way you want. You just walk along and you put whatever toppings you want on your burger or dog, and of course at the end, don't forget the fries. And of course they have the little pumps that have your ketchup and mustard and mayonnaise, and I forgot to mention earlier, they do have beer and sodas here as well. And an assortment of steak sauces, Worcestershire sauce, and malt vinegar. And of course, if beer or soda is not to your liking, they do have the usual tea and lemonade dispenser. And for a poolside burger and dog place, it's not bad. I mean, it's not amazing or anything. You're not going to write home about it. But yeah, if you're sitting out in the sun and you don't want to bother with going anywhere, you can come here and get a really good burger and a really good hot dog. Let's move on to the main dining room and check out what they have to offer. But I have a very important tip for you here. Pre-reserve your seating on the app ahead of time, even if it's the dining room, because if you don't and you show up, you're going to have to sit there and get one of those light up buzzy things to tell you when your table is ready. And you don't want to do that when you're ready to sit down and eat. And the dining room staff here is amazing. They're super friendly and super cordial, and they're right there whenever you need them. Now, I really appreciated the fact that when they sat us, they tried to give us a sense of space. They didn't pack everybody right next to each other like sardines. They tried to space you out a little bit so you can enjoy your meal in peace. Now, I've read posts online that said that the service is slow and that the food usually arrives cold, and let me tell you, we never experienced that once. The service here was quite quick. We were never in here for more than an hour, and the food always arrived hot and delicious. The bread offerings here are very good too. In fact, I'll let the waiter tell you what they had to offer the day we came in here.
Roasted garlic, butter, and hummus.
Okay, thank you.
The butter selections here change every day. I mean, of course they always offer butter, but some of the other ones were different each day, and the bread was fresh and delicious. Now this is their French onion soup, and let me tell you, I think you can look at it and tell how good it was. It was very good. Look how stringy that cheese is. It's like what you would get at a nice restaurant. And this is my wife's shrimp appetizer. And look, they gave you some nice sized shrimp and 3 of them. Perfect appetizer size. Not only were the shrimp a good size, but they had a nice spice rub on it too that made it give it a nice little bit of heat. Now here my wife is enjoying their lobster bisque, and I like the little cracker they include on the side for dunking. It was very creamy and tasty and had a nice lobster flavor to it. Now when we cruise, my wife and I very rarely ever get the shrimp cocktail because the shrimp's usually small and bland, but theirs was not the case. Like the appetizers before, the shrimp were really good size and the cocktail sauce had a very unique flavor to it that made it its own. We got a serving of their potato gnocchi as well, and I highly recommend it. If you see this on the menu, order it. It was very good. The gnocchi had the perfect texture, they weren't gummy or chewy, and the sauce was nice and creamy. Now this is one of my favorite dishes I got in the dining room, the beef bourguignon. And let me tell you, this is comfort food at its best. The beef was nice and tender, the broth was rich, and the vegetables fresh. Order this if you see it on the menu. Now there was a bit of scuttlebutt when we went on this cruise because they had cut back on the beef entrees and a lot of people weren't happy about it. But we were pleasantly surprised when prime rib made it back onto the menu. And I hope it stays on the menu because the prime rib was cooked perfectly. That nice medium rare. And let me tell you, even though there wasn't steak on the menu every night, I didn't really miss it that much. They always had something really good to offer. And of course you can't have dinner without having the best part at the end, their desserts. And their desserts were very good as well. I mean, they were well crafted, well plated, and bursting with flavor. So always save room for a little bit of dessert at the end of your meal. So in closing about the dining room, let me tell you, don't listen to the scuttlebutt and the naysayers. We don't usually do the dining room a lot on cruises, but this cruise we did, and we thoroughly enjoyed every single dinner we had here. It was well worth it. And as I said earlier in the video, it's very important to get on that app and reserve your tables ahead of time. Times run out quick. And if you haven't locked in your table every day, you're going to be standing in that long line of people waiting with their buzzers hoping to get a seat. And you don't want to do that on a cruise, do you? Now, one of the things I like on the cruise trip is their diverse selection of bars. Let's check out the Ensemble Lounge. It's one of my favorites. They have live music here, and the seating is super comfy with like nice plush couches and soft chairs. The Ensemble Lounge butts up to all the specialty restaurants. So if you have a specialty restaurant reservation and you want to get there a little early before you have to go in and eat, you can sit here and relax and have a nice drink and listen to a pianist or a violinist before going in and enjoying your meal. Now, located on the upper deck at the back of the ship is the Lawn Club. This is where all that fresh grass is you hear about on these celebrity ships. And they even have like little putters out here if you want to putt a golf ball around. And they have that Italian bocce ball if you want to play some of that as well. Now on the Equinox, this is where the glass blowing demonstration is held as well. Some of the other ships though have different offerings. And it's really fun if you're going to the Sunset Bar to just kind of stroll along here and check it all out. It's really a peaceful and quiet place to relax. And if you come back here while you're in port, it really offers some very epic views of the port that you're in. It's really a good place for viewing your destination. And heading on back, we come to the Sunset Bar at the very back of the ship, a very, very popular place in the afternoon. In fact, I would say as a pro tip, if you want to get a table here, maybe try to get here about 4:30. Otherwise, around 5 o'clock, this place is packed. It's really a great place if you want to socialize with your fellow cruisers. You know, none of the chairs or tables are bolted down, so you can make the tables as big as you want or as small as you want, and you can just hang out here with your friends. It's a great place to go if you just want to get a casual cocktail, maybe a pina colada or a margarita or some other tasty frozen drink. Now, one of the reasons this place is so popular at 5 o'clock is that they have a live guitarist come out and play. This is Chloe, and I wish I could let you hear her music, but of course there's copyright issues. But let me tell you, she was amazing, and we enjoyed every one of her performances. Now, located in the middle of the ship in the main atrium is the Passport Bar, and it is a very cozy, relaxing place to sit and grab a drink, and it's really good for its central location to everything. Like the Ensemble Lounge, the seating here is nice and plush and comfortable and elegant. And what's really nice is a lot of times they have live music in the atrium, so you can sit back and enjoy a drink and listen to the live music and stare out these nice big windows into the sea. Now, located next to the main pool is, of course, the pool bar, right there on the level where the pool is. They have a nice selection of drinks, much more casual than the other places, but they do a really good job of cranking out a lot of drinks fast. And as you can imagine, since they're located right next to the pool, this place gets slammed a lot, so do pack your patience. Do realize these guys are working hard to give you the best possible experience you can have. My wife and I decided to get a mojito and strawberry daiquiri here, and let me say they did a great job. And it's really important to note that if you want a frozen drink, you probably want to get one by the pool because they make them slightly larger than the other bars do. And here we have the finished product, and the verdict is delicious. Now, the Skyview bar is at the front of the ship on the top deck, and it wears many hats. It serves many purposes. First of all, I would say it is probably, when there's nothing going on, the quietest bar in the entire place. And the views out the windows here are absolutely epic. But it also serves as a place where they do trivia and games and things of that nature. Now, my wife and I are not night owls. We usually like to wrap it up fairly early, but at nighttime they do a lot of dancing and music here. Now, because of those epic views you get out these windows, this is a great place to come as your ship is pulling into port, because look at that panoramic view you get. You can really take the whole thing in. Now, as you can tell, I came here at a quiet time of the day. There's no trivia going on, or dancing, or music. There's just people sitting around in their nice comfy chairs, enjoying a good book, soaking up the good views, and enjoying a nice cocktail with it. The service here also is excellent. The bartenders are on it, and the waiters make sure that your glass never goes empty. They're constantly floating around. And the quality of the drinks I got here was very, very good. So if you're looking for a well-crafted cocktail while relaxing, this is the place to come to. Now, we've made it to the halfway point of the video, and let me just say, if you can, please like, subscribe, and follow. It doesn't cost you anything, and it helps to grow our channel, and it will allow us to put out much more cruise content. Now, all these bars and lounges were great, but I'm about to share with you my favorite bar in the entire ship, so stay tuned. My all-time favorite bar, of course, is the Martini Bar. This place is amazing. First of all, it's an ice bar, so the entire bar is surrounded by ice. Their selections of drinks are quite impressive, and the bartenders here are fun and engaging. Now, if your drink package doesn't cover the entire cost of the martini, they will deduct the amount the drink packages pay from the cost of the martini itself, so you only pay a small charge. I would also highly recommend that if you can't make a decision, to talk to the bartenders here. They gave us some really great selections, and we got to try a lot of very unique and tasty martinis. Now, one of our favorites was this lemon drop martini, but what I got coming up is something you have to get. It's the Martini Flight, and when you order the Martini Flight at a specific time, they put on a hell of a show. Check it out.
Take two.
Are you ready, everyone? Let's make some noise. One, two, three. Wait, Mama. Jump!
Now, of course, I couldn't shoot a video of the ship and not showcase their wonderful main pool. This is where you're going to be spending a lot of time on your cruise. And let me tell you, you're going to want to get a chair early because they do fill up fast. Now, a lot of people like to sit down by the pool itself, but there is a problem inherent in that, and that is you don't really get a lot of breeze down there because you're down inside a bowl. We have found that the upper deck itself gets a lot better breezes. So, I mean, they don't really put on a whole lot of shows by the pool, so I would highly recommend that if you want a good chair to go to the upper deck. And I'm about to show you the best chair spot in my opinion. We like to post up right outside the Ocean View Cafe in these two chairs right here, because as you're sitting here and people are coming and going through the door, you feel the air conditioning coming out of the hallway, and it helps to keep you cool. And also, since you're right beside these steps going up, it's the best, breeziest spot in the entire upper deck. Now, this is the solarium pool area. And let me tell you, on sea days, this place is packed. So if you want to come here on a sea day, you better get here and get here early. But I'll share with you, I think, the two best times to come. The best time to come in the solarium is while you're at a port, because everybody's off the ship and you literally have almost the whole place to yourself. So you can relax, read a book, and listen to that gentle Asian music being played all throughout the room. My second favorite time to come here is about 7:30 at night while the shows are going on, because during that time there's nobody here and you can have the hot tubs all to yourself. My wife and I spent many a night soaking in the hot tub, just her and I, not having to deal with any other people. And during the day, this is where the Spa Cafe is located. Now, I'm not going to bore you with a cabin tour. There's probably a dozen of those at least on YouTube, but I do have some great tips to offer. Now, I knew you could get a mattress pad on request, but I found out that you can also get a fan, which is great because they won't let you bring fans of your own on the ship. Now, I was very disappointed there was no USB charging ports anywhere in the room, and this is the only plug in the cabin. I mean, this is it. So you better bring your little brick along to plug your devices into, and you may want to pack in some kind of multi-plug. They also have recently downgraded the TV. They used to have lots of movies to watch, and when we came here, they only had 12 movies. And we were on a 10-day cruise, so it was very hard to find anything to watch. Also, they used to have music channels, so you could listen to music in your room, and for some odd reason, those have been removed as well. I just don't get it. And while you can also look at your account folio, they have no restaurant menus available on the TV. I've seen that on almost every ship, but not this one. Now, despite these minor annoyances, it was a great cruise and a great ship. The staff is wonderful here, the food was excellent, and we had a great time. And if you go on the Equinox, you know what? You're going to have a really great time too. If you enjoyed this video, please like, subscribe, and follow. It doesn't cost you anything and it helps to grow the channel. And we like to put out lots of cruise content as well as my other content dealing with Charleston restaurants. And as always, thanks for watching.